Hey guys, Chloe here. So today I have a bunch of items here I want to share with you. But first up, we have this package that's actually from eBay. And normally I do open my packages ahead of time just so I can check everything's okay because I don't film right away. But this package and the next one literally just arrived, so we're gonna open it on camera. And in this first box, we have the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Deluxe Edition plus a steelbook case. And I did already play this digitally because I couldn't wait. I was very impatient, so I did kind of double dip. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this sealed, but the main reason I picked this up, other than for collective purposes, is because I really wanted the steelbook case, specifically the one with Tifa and Aerith on the cover. And this is the Best Buy exclusive version. In my opinion, the best version. Of course, I had to get my girls, so here they are. It looks great. The second package is from CD Japan, and it's actually the soundtrack for Rebirth. And this is the limited edition. It comes with this Tomberry notepad. It looks so cool with the Buster Sword design and the red materia equipped. And it does come with 7 discs and they all look really nice. I love the design on them. It's very clean. Other than that, we also have a flyer for the concerts. And then we also have a mini booklet, and it's basically just a track list plus lyrics for some of these songs, as well as some high quality art. And then the last item included in this is the special edit disc, which contains the minigame BGMs, and it has the gold saucer printed on the disc. Moving along, we have a couple of Path to Nowhere merch, and first up we have a Shikishi board of one of my favorite characters, Shalom. So this game is pretty niche, so it's pretty hard to find merch of it. That said, I did pick her up from Mercari Japan, and look how gorgeous this is. I love the glitter on her outfit. It's so sparkly, and I love sparkly things. And this is still hands down my favorite outfit in the entire game, so of course I had to pick this up. Next up, we have another Path to Nowhere item, and this one is the vinyl record that was released to celebrate the first anniversary of the Chinese server, which was last year. I'm pretty sure that's what this was. So in addition to the actual vinyl records, we also have a couple of goodies in here as well. But let's start off with the record because look how gorgeous the art is. Like, I am obsessed with it. A lot of my favorite characters are on this cover. So from left to right, we have my girl Irene, and then Langley. And in the way back, we have Oak Casket, as well as Hamel. And then we have Zoya and Bai. And here's what the vinyl record looks like. I love this color. It's like a translucent red-orange. And I don't actually own a record player yet. I keep going back and forth on it. If you know a good one, let me know. But moving on to the goodies in here, first we have this like accessory with the MBCC logo, which is basically like the company that you're the chief of. It's pretty neat. Next up, we have these 3, and let's start off with the sleek looking letter here. I'm assuming that it's some kind of like invitation or like a reminder of the anniversary that was going on. Can't read it, but I do like how it is designed. It's very clean. And then next up, we have a ticket, which I love collecting. This is holographic. It's very pretty. And again, the design on this is so good. And inside this envelope, we have a couple of things. So first we have a printed track list of the songs on the record. But more importantly, we have some ID cards of the characters that are featured. And I'm gonna leave the plastic film on it just to protect it from getting damaged. But yeah, we have Zoya, Langley, Hamel, Oak Casket, Bai, and Irene. And the final item included in this box set is this giant can badge or pin. Like, this thing is massive and it does feature the same art, but look at how shiny that is, that effect going on in the back. And I think this is my first time seeing this, but it does come with a built-in stand in the back, which I think is pretty neat. Very practical. Next, I have this acrylic stand of Nanami and Tomoe from Kami-sama Kiss. And I realize now that this is kind of a weird assortment of stuff that I'm opening in this video. They don't really match, but whatever. Anyways, this art is gorgeous and I am a fan of the series, so had to pick this up. Moving on to figures, I have two Nendoroids today, both from My Happy Marriage, and I have both Mio and Kyoka. And honestly, I don't know what pose I'm gonna put them in, so I might just go with this one on the bottom where they're both kneeling down. I think that's pretty cute, so I might just go with that. Also, just want to say that these Nendoroids don't really come with that many accessories. I feel like a lot of them don't anymore, but this one feels pretty empty. That said, they do look really great. I think they are adorable. I love the design on Mio's kimono. It looks great. Kyoka is less detailed, but he still does look great. I went for the kneeling poses, but unfortunately Mio doesn't stay up if I don't have her connected to the base. So I did try to use a museum putty to keep her upright, but she kind of just slowly leaned over. So that was a bust, so I did have to use the base in the end, but no big deal. I'm just glad that they turned out great and I'm happy to have them in my collection. Moving on, we have some long-awaited figures, and let's start off with the 1/8 scale Fuhua figure from Honkai Impact 3rd. This is by Apex Toys, and this is the Cerulean Court version. And look at that art on the box, so gorgeous, so pretty. This figure also comes with a pretty big acrylic stand based on the same art, and it does have a really nice hollow finish to it. So moving on to the main course, here is Fuhua, and I picked her up from Ami Ami for about 23,000 yen, which in today's currency is around 150. It might have been a little more when I paid for it. But anyways, let's take a closer look at this because I am pretty impressed with this figure. Let's start off with the base because I honestly really love it. It's pretty big. I love how it's designed and it definitely gives off a court vibe to it, a cerulean court if you will. I think my favorite part of this figure is definitely her outfit. Like the details on it, the design is just so beautiful. And I also want to mention the paintwork because they did a really good job on this. And I especially love how some parts go from being opaque to more transparent, or even just normal gradients from one color to another. She also has a bunch of little birds around her, and they don't look as good. I feel like they look a little too plasticky, but they don't ruin the figure for me, and her other accessories, especially the one on her head, look really good. One last thing that I don't really care for is her hair, unfortunately. I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel right. But I do love how her face turned out. That's definitely Fuhua. And overall, a really great figure. Glad to finally have a Fuhua in my collection. The final figure for this video is actually a pair. This is Kukuru and Fuka from Aquatope on White Sand. And this is by Furyu FNEX, and it is a 1/7 scale. And I'm pretty sure this is one of the most expensive figures I've ever purchased, and potentially one of the prettiest ones. And look how pretty this is! Okay, so I did pick this up from Tom, and when I ordered this 2 years ago, I think retail price was $450, but I was able to like whittle it down to like 250 maybe. But I think the total price I paid for it was a little closer to 200 because Tom did do price adjustments after the yen crashed, which was really cool of them. Honestly, I personally think Tom has one of the best customer service in this hobby. Anyways, back to the figure. Let's start off with the base because wow, look at it. This is so pretty. Definitely the best base of any figure I own, and it has little details hidden within the corals like this notebook and Fuka's microphone, and we also have Fuka's missing heel as well as Fuka's luggage. I feel like a lot of these are just Fuka stuff. These are two separate figures, so you can display them separately, and this is Kukuru's base front and back, and this is Fuka's base front and back. But let's be honest, why would you display them separately? Like, look how gorgeous this is, just visually. Like, this is like a complete diagram. This is a complete picture. You need to have them together, you know? I am just kidding, but on a serious note, you can display Fuka in two different ways. So I have it set up for her to be displayed as she is in the K visual art that this is based on. So she is going to be upside down, but you do have the option to switch out her bubble stand thing to display her upright if you so wish. First, let's focus on Kukuru, who turned out amazing. So if you know, F-necks for you have a history of being hit or miss, and being such an expensive figure, I was kind of worried about it, especially since it was so elaborate. But I have to say, I think they nailed it on this one. Paintwork, amazing. Sculpt, amazing. I love how the bubbles look. They look so good. They definitely nailed the illusion that the girls are underwater with their clothes floating and the bubbles rising. And honestly, having Fuka be upside down definitely sells that illusion even more. And as great as Kukuru was, I think Fuka's figure definitely takes the cake. If only because her design allows her to be more interesting to look at. She wears a long skirt and her hair is longer, so it just looks more dynamic. I will say though that I do like the shading on Kukuru's hair more than Fuka's. Hers looks a little bit flatter, but overall I do really love her hair as well. It looks great. Kudos to whoever sculpted it. Great job. But unfortunately, one thing that I did notice with my figure is that the paint on one of her toenails is chipped, but luckily it's not too noticeable. Overall, I think F-necks definitely nailed it on this figure. They turned out amazing, so beautiful, quite possibly the prettiest figure in my collection now. Yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!